I love Tribe. Welcome to the first episode of Mind Over Matter. I'm excited we're finally doing this. It's happening. It's really happening. Before we go into the topics and all of that, I'll be doing like a little background on why I started this. This is something that I've always wanted to do since high school. I do remember in high school, back during the lunch break, I was in senior high this time, and then I'll clean the board and write Elisa Crown Show. So that was the name I used to like call my show back then. And this year, I think it was sometime in March, I was like, you know what? I actually want to start this. Like, start this. And as they say, the rest is history because now it is here. We are doing this and it's here to stay. Okay. Now, down to the breakdown of our show. First, we have the Did You Know segment. This is a fun fact segment where we learn new things we probably have not heard before or do not know. So, just a way for you to learn new things. And the second segment is the main topic of the day. Okay, it could be just me or with a special guest. Now, the third segment is called the rapid fire questions, where we have like about two questions to ask our guests and they provide their honest answers. Now, on that note, let this episode begin. So, today's episode, we'll be talking about how to maintain friendship despite the long distance. But before we dive into that, we'll share our fun facts. Today's fun fact is actually very interesting. Very interesting. Now, did you know during the summer, the Eiffel Tower, yes, the Eiffel Tower, the one in Paris, the Eiffel Tower actually grows taller during the summer. Yes, it does. So it grows 6 inches taller during the summer, and that's thanks to something they call thermal expansion. So basically, when it's hot, the metal, expands, and when it's not warmer and cold, it shrinks back. Yeah. So I don't know if there's anyone currently living in Paris or planning to go for like summer planning to go during summer to Paris who can help us do like a high check for us during the summer, and just give us some feedback, and probably you have experienced this or you noticed it. Let us know in the comment section. Okay, so now to the main topic of the day: how to maintain friendships despite the long distance. Now, to be honest, even if we are far apart, I don't think that's a reason for us to stop being friends, with our friends. Some people feel like once we're not in the same location anymore, once we're in different countries, then the friendship has to end. No. And now, over the years now, people have been, leaving the country. I currently live in Canada, right? People are leaving the country, probably going to US, going to UK, going to Australia, like all over the world. And we're having our friends that are probably back in Nigeria or even other countries. And they're like, oh, since we're not in the same location, we're not friends. But no, we can still stay friends. We can still have that great connection we used to have. And I'll be sharing tips on how to actually maintain, and sustain our friendship despite the long distance. And number one, I would say prioritize communication. Communication is key. It is key, guys. It is key. And so, let's prioritize communicating with our friends, sorry. Like dropping a message, just saying, oh, how your day is going, even through a picture, or like setting meetings, to speak. It has to be something that we are consistent with. Catching up, because I know it's busy and all of that, but we need to communicate. That's one of the major ways to keep the friendship going. From both parties, communicating. Just communicate with your friends, and you don't have to just. It doesn't have to be one means of communication. It doesn't have to be chat all the time or call all the time. Maybe you want to use only WhatsApp. People are using different social media platforms. The people have Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Some people are more even on Snapchat and Instagram than WhatsApp. Some are more on WhatsApp, so it doesn't have to be, it has to be only WhatsApp. It could be Instagram, even just sharing videos. That's you still staying in, in like communication mode. So it could be on Instagram, it could be on Snapchat. Just reach out to your friend, can reply or comment on something they have posted, maybe on Instagram or Snapchat. You just use various communications platform to stay connected with your friends. Number two, I would say planning visits. Now, because we are in different part of the world, we might not necessarily be able to like meet at the exact um country. Like for example, I'm in Canada, maybe I have a friend in Nigeria, a friend in UK. Now they might not be able to come all the way to Canada, right? And I might not be able to go all the way to UK. But then we can meet at the middle ground. We can say, okay, you know what? Let's plan a trip. Planning visits. So let's plan a trip. Like, why don't you go to Dubai? Why don't you go to Mexico? Jamaica, like whatever country you're deciding to meet. Like planning visits and seeing ourselves. There's a difference between chatting on the phone and seeing ourselves. Even if it's once a year, probably once in 2 years, you can actually do like a planned visit. And if you're like maybe a couple of friends, it can be like a girls trip. Like you all meeting at that location and you're just seeing yourselves and then going back to your various country. But like planning the visit is actually a good way to stay connected and keep the friendship growing. And I mean, if you can do a surprise visit to your friend, hello, the coins are talking. You can do that. You're probably in Canada, like, cool, let me go with my friend in UK and just plan a surprise visit and just show up, and I'm sure they'll be very happy, to see you. But actually seeing that friend, I think it does mean a lot, because of course there's a clear difference in seeing and just talking on the phone. Is just like, oh my god, all the emotions like rushing in and all that. So being able to do that like once a year or in 2 years, I think will do a lot of good to the friendship. And number three, stay involved in each other's life. It doesn't have to be we have to speak for 10 hours or something, but just a little chat and there, staying involved, and that's being intentional. I'll give an example. Uh, this is a friend of mine, I think that was 2 years ago now, and she was telling me about the Snapchat trick. I think you just send a video or a picture daily, and you see this fire emoji counting the days you guys have stayed connected. And she was like, why don't we try this? That's the method of communication, right? And so we started it, and it lasted us for about, we did it for like over 100 days, maybe 110 or 20, I'm not so sure, but over 100 days, meaning for over 3 months, we literally stay connected every single day. Sometimes I'm already in bed, ready to sleep, and I'm like, oh my god, I have not sent my picture of the day to my friend, and I'm lying down in the dark. Of course, the room is already dark, lights are already off, and just type, I'm about to go to bed. Hope your day was great. But we stayed connected. It wasn't easy, no. It wasn't easy, but we actually did it. Until we did not do it. Of course, every day is not really feasible like you do for years, but just stay connected with your friend. I was trying to check up on how are they doing, what is it that that are up to in life, because people are going through things, especially outside the country. It is not easy. I know some people back home be like, oh, it's easy, or probably there's one tree growing at the back of the house, and when you just land, you just start plucking from the tree at the back of the house. So yeah, there's money on the street. when you land. You know, sometimes like for sometimes it could be a year or two, and some people are actually trying to still settle down in the new country they are in. So I think being able to check up and just try to, reach out to the friend, stay consistent, just be in each other's lives. I think would help the friendship, despite the long distance. Number four, the understanding of time differences. Now, I mean, right now, I think it's 6 hours. Yes, we are 6 hours behind from Nigeria. So basically, when it's 12 midnight here, that's 6 a.m., right? And because of the time difference, sometimes you might send a message. I'm gonna reply you to the next day just because you probably sent it to me. Let me say night time my time, but maybe afternoon your time. By the time I'm up, I'm probably getting ready for work. I don't like check my phone or trying to do anything till I come back. But by the time I do that, it's already like night, midnight at your place. So, and some people they are upset because they reached out to this friend, they are not replying me, they are avoiding me. No, they're not trying to do that. But the time difference plays a factor in the communication mode, right? And that's why I would say plan like calls, you know, plan the calls. So since you probably call me and I miss your call because I'm probably sleeping then or I'm probably doing something. I also call you back to miss my call. It's like I've both missing our calls almost for a whole week. What I would do, or what I do actually, is set the time. I'm like, okay, what time is available for you to speak? Because I know I've reached out to you and you reached out to me likewise, but we're missing each other's time. I was like, okay, what? Let's do a Saturday or let's do a Sunday. Then we fix a time. And I know, okay, Sunday at maybe 6 p.m. or maybe 12 p.m. my time is when we're doing the call, and we'll just have the call, and it's just easier that way. So we can speak for like an hour or two. Depends on whatever time we plan to speak for. But you setting that time would definitely definitely help, because I can't count how many times I will call my friend in another country and we keep missing our calls. It's like you're almost having a dick. Like I'm calling you, you're missing my call. I drop my phone. In the next one, I have called me. I'm not on my phone and I'm coming like, oh my god. So, but you fixing the time, you guys setting time and saying, let's speak at this time. It's just going to help, and you must understand that this thing called friendship, it takes two. So it's not a one man kind of work. It's not that, oh, me, I'll be doing the work and you be flangering and be like, oh, let her do the work. No, we have to meet ourselves in the middle. So in as much as I'm reaching out to you, you also are reaching out to me. Everybody's going through their own things. So not as if, oh, one thing happens to this person, the other is not happening to the other person. So let's let it be like a joint work, So the other person not feeling like, oh, they are the only one that is looking like they're investing in the friendship, or holding the friendship down, while you are not doing that. Number five, be transparent about your feelings. When it comes to maintaining friendships, I know these days people easily throw friendships away with the blink of an eye. It's like, oh, I don't care, I'll find another friend. Find a lot, you might not really find another friend like that one. And I think one of the things that happen when it comes to friendship, and they just throw it away because they're not communicating. Be honest about your feelings with your friend, because there's some reasons friendship ends, and like if you hear the reasons, they are like for silly reasons, and you're like, just because there was no communication made. This person is pissed off and he doesn't let a friend know what the issue is. You just start avoiding her calls. She's calling you. What's the problem? You're not answering her call. She doesn't even know what the problem is. And before that friendship is over, and the other person doesn't even know what the problem is. But when you are able to at least speak your mind, talk to your friend. Okay, I would like to speak with you. this is how, of what I'm feeling. I'm not happy about this or that or that and that, and they can apologize and people can move on, because it can just be like a very silly, you know, silly mistake or something that can be resolved. It didn't have to escalate to the friendship ending. A misunderstanding, you know, a misunderstanding that could just be avoided. Like, okay, just you speaking about it, like, oh, I didn't actually mean it that way. I'm sorry. No, and don't, but because I don't know if it's ego or because she just don't want to talk about it and be like, I do not care what she thinks, I'm just gonna move on. Then you don't talk about it, because it's worse when you're not seeing someone, and we can always misunderstand things through chats, for example. So it's better to call, and talk to your friend. That's your friend. When we begin to see friendship more like, oh, this is a sister, then I think we hold it more to an high esteem. But when you're like, oh, it's just a friend, okay, I don't care. Friendship is hard work. Friendship is hard work. Let's not even act like it's one moi moi. No, it's hard work, and so we need to put in the work to stay friends, to stay connected. Of course, far the both parties want to put in the work. Like for me, when it comes to my friends, I give friendship a lot of chances. I don't just let go of friendship like that because, oh, did something this, did something that. I will first speak with you. It's a different case if you then speak with that friend and the friend is trying to dismiss your feeling and like, oh, okay, doesn't matter. That's different. But at least speak your mind first. Let your friend know how you feel, and then it can be resolved. I would also say be understanding during busy times. I mean, there are many times that we could get busy, especially for people that are living outside the country. As I said before, settling, some people might take almost 2 years to actually settle down fully, because everybody's busy trying to do something. Probably they're even going to school while they're also working. Some people are doing 2 3 jobs. They might not tell you, but probably they're doing that. So we need to understand that life can get busy for some people. So what I'm trying to say is, just don't be angry just like that. Oh, I didn't hear from her, or I messaged her, she didn't respond to me, or this or that. Like, let's just be kind and understand that people can actually get busy, so can give them space, let them also come around. But if I reached out to them, let them give them time, because people are really going through things too, and they might not be able to talk about it at that moment. They might need time. And also, some people might feel, burnt out from work and just the whole thing of living abroad safe. And the bills are this and that and that. So you must understand it can get really busy. But if you are also busy, I would say it would be also great if you can let your friend know, so that they're not feeling like they're being neglected. You can let your friend know, probably friend is has been calling you, messaging you. You can let your friend know, right now is a busy time for me. Please let me reach out to you when I'm maybe a bit freer or something like that. So that way they know, okay, it's not like she's trying to avoid me purposely, she's just busy. And that way their mind will also be at ease, because okay, nothing is wrong with her, everything is okay. They can give you the time you want. And when you are back to yourself and everything, can actually, okay, I'm back now, I can laugh, of course you can now share your experiences or what the problem was, why you needed some space. But that goes back down to communication, like communicate to your friend, okay, now it's not really a good time, I really cannot really speak that much, but give me some time. And the time can be up to 1 month. I don't know. It can be up to 1 month, but at least they already communicated with you that they need some time, so you allow them that time. So if you need some time, at least let your friend know, so they're not too worried. But I think it also boils down to how close this person is to you, or how you think the friendship, or what the friendship is worth. I mean, a different kind of friendship, right? There's the one that I would say the person is your close friend, and there's the one I'm like, okay, yeah, it's just a friend, just a friend. So, but if the friendship is important to you, you know, if you feel like you have invested and this is something that you want to keep going, then yes, you need to work on it and follow some of these tips I have shared with you. It is, it could be difficult, but definitely it's possible to maintain friendship even if you are both ends of the world. You can still stay friends, even if you are in different location, and even if your friends are also meeting friends, and you two are also, because of course, if once we are in separate countries, we would make new friends. It's normal. Let me say I was in Nigeria and I had a friend or two. Now I moved to Canada. Of course, I will make new friends. Not possible. It's not possible to make new friends, right? So they will make new friends, but that doesn't mean you cannot stay connected with your old friends. In other part of the world, the friendship can still keep going. You just have to put in the work. We can still maintain that friendship no matter the distance between us. And I hope with these few tips I've shared with you, we'll put it into work, and we keep letting the friendship grow stronger and stronger. Thank you for joining today's episode, a very first episode. I'm happy and excited to be doing this journey with you. We have so many topics to talk about, to discuss, and we have so many beautiful guests that will also be joining us, sharing their stories that would inspire us. Thank you for staying through the whole episode.